Hi and welcome to Capoeira with Soquete. In this video we're going to be looking at the progressions for Piao De Mao, or the spinning handstand. After years of teaching this technique, these are the progressions that have worked best to help people to understand and realize this movement from ages as young as 4 years old all the way up to adults. So let's get started. The handstand swap is where it all begins. From your jinga position, take the weight off your back foot, leaning forward as you place your hands onto the floor, kicking the back leg up. Swap your legs in the air and land in the opposite jinga. Learn to control your legs and how much intention you put into the kick up. It's as important as getting your hips above your hands. You can even start to place the hands down one at a time, making sure that the first hand down is the same side as the leg forward. Gorilla sidewalks are a simple drill to get you more accustomed to the sequencing of hands and feet and also the movement through the hips. Many people default to the cartwheel movement rather than the handstand style movement that exists at the core of Piao De Mao. The yoga mat is a great tool for visual learners. Stand in cadeira at the bottom of the mat to the side. Your feet are not allowed to touch the mat. Your hands are not allowed to touch the wood. Raise the leg that is farthest from the mat off the floor behind you. Lean forward and reach out your first hand to the far side of the front end of the mat, fingers pointing away from you. Your second hand will land at the near side of the front end of the mat when you kick your legs up behind you. Swap your feet in the air and land your foot on the other side of the mat. You can do this back and forth many times and slowly start to get your legs higher and higher and bring your hips above your hands. This is going to give you a little more time where you get hang time, one hand on the floor and then the other. The more comfortable you get with the hang time, the easier we can go to the next step. It's time to start spinning. This time we'll place the first hand in the middle of the mat, fingers pointing forward. As we're kicking the first leg into the air, we're also throwing away the second hand behind us. The second hand lands further down the mat, placing your hand and your fingers pointing to the back end of the mat before you land your leg. You will find that your first hand will have a little more hang time as your body has started to rotate around the shoulder. A little bonus tip here is to start trying to keep your head aligned with your body. Try to touch your ear to your bicep on one or both arms. This will make a huge difference with the balance and increased ability to rotate. Another bonus tip is as you get more comfortable, you're going to want to start spinning on one hand and letting that hand rotate on the floor. In order to do this, you're going to have to firm up your wrist and draw your fingers and thumbs off the floor so that you can rotate just on the palm heel. Fingers up, forearm strong, and rotate. Does take a lot of practice, but once you get it, it's going to get more and more comfortable. Now that we're starting to find some comfort in this technique, let's start to consider how we might use it in a game and how we could sequence it with some other movements. Quite often in the early days, it's part of a meia lua de compasso. You fake the meia lua de compasso and up into the Pião De Mao. So imagine the sequence here. We throw a meia lua de French. As we return, we can return back deep or we can return back here, but we're stepping across to fake that meia lua de compasso. Now, as we release the kick, we want to rotate a little bit more so that our hands go down behind us. That way, technically, we've already done 180 degrees of the spin. A big common issue is a lot of people will go here and then they'll reach over here. Now my body needs to find its way up and over that hand again. So reaching behind yourself, behind that base leg, is really advantageous to help you get that movement. Meia lua de French, step across, leg comes up, hand goes down, 1, 2, 3, 4. You can land in for a finta meia lua, you can land into a bunch of different things, but the idea is going to be there. That's where it's hidden, in the meia lua de compasso. I personally also really like it from just a regular awu. So whether I'm playing in a game and moving around, I just reach out for that awu. Front hand points to the front, second hand points to the back. So from my jinga, I step, hand goes down, other one comes out, and I can circle my way around the roda, or I can use it to get into the roda. I hope you found this information interesting and helpful. If you did, please take a minute to like and subscribe, leave a comment, maybe share us with some friends. Thanks for watching.